hair smells fabulous today.
So why Days In?
Well, when this got pitched to me, I just thought I giggled. I just thought it sounded really just fun and positive and silly. So talking pillow.
Can you give our viewers that are going to watch this, can you give them an idea of what they'll be getting at Days In? Can you explain the pillow?
Well, here's the pillow. Actually, I have one with me. So,
okay.
And then you press it.
Ooh, those are some awesome PJs. I'm having pillow talk with you.
That's amazing.
Your hair smells fabulous today.
Perfect.
Your hair
That's
smells
really
fabulous.
cute, and your voice is so well known. That's like a perfect partnership then.
Yes. I never aspired to be the voice of a pillow, but now that it's happened.
Now it just seems right.
It seems right. I can't believe I didn't think of it first.
So I have a child who is obsessed. I can't tell you how many times we've watched Emperor's New Groove. So out of all of your voices and characters that you've voiced over the years, which one would you say is your favorite?
Kronk is probably nearest and dearest to my heart because it was when I first started off doing voiceover work, and I got to create Kronk. I got to create what he sounded like.
Yeah.
And you know, when they film, when you're doing a Disney project, they actually film you recording. So that's how, you know, the characters actually have certain aspects of them that resemble you, you know. So even though Kronk doesn't exactly look like me, I'm certainly not built like that. There were these, you know, because since they film you when you're talking, they actually sort of integrate that into the animation process. And I grew up a Disney file. I love anything, everything Disney. I grew up on Disney like so many have. I grew up in a very strict household with 3 younger sisters. We were allowed to watch in our youth two shows during the week. Oh, wow. Little House on the Prairie was the only show we were allowed to watch during the week on a school night. Yeah. And then of course on Sunday nights was The Wonderful World of Disney, and we could watch that. So big part of my life and growing up, also, you know, growing up in Huntington Beach, going to Disneyland not far away, and loving Disney movies and anything and everything Disney. So yes, Kronk is very near to dear. There are a lot of characters I've really enjoyed doing throughout the years. Brock Sampson on the Venture Brothers, of course, Joe on Family Guy. Yeah, is, you know, been an awesome experience throughout the years because it is such a part of pop culture. And Guy in the Bee Movie was a experience. Getting to voice the wolf in Hoodwinked was a lot of fun because I like the creative on that. When that film was pitched to me, you know, it was pitched as Little Red Riding Hood, but the wolf is an investigative reporter who thinks he's Fletch. I'm like, I love Fletch. This is great. And so that was really fun. But it's been a lot of fun experiences getting to do.
Yeah. So did your work on Seinfeld kind of lead into your part on a Bee Movie with Jerry Seinfeld? Like you guys were.
It did, yes. And Jerry and I have remained in contact and friends throughout the years. And that's just been a wonderful thing because Jerry is, you know, such an amazing voice and creator, and he's got such amazing perspective. He's so beloved, you know, I think worldwide with what he's done. And especially when he does a project and it's got his signature on it, you know, his style, it's fun to partake in that because there's this just, you know, very unique and innate creative sensibility that only Jerry brings to certain projects like the B movie, which was very, very, very much Seinfeld, you know.
Yeah.
I got to voice Superman with Jerry in these really cool spots for American Express years ago that Barry Levinson directed. So that was, that was a great experience. I love working with Jerry. I was a few years ago, about 3 years back, I was in New York doing some press for a series of unfortunate events. And I had to do press in the morning and then at noon. After my morning show, there was a driver and he was going to drive me back to my hotel. Larry from Brooklyn, I remember that was his name. I said, Larry, I really got to eat breakfast. Why don't you just drop me off so I can have some breakfast and then just pick me up and we'll go to the next show. He goes, where do you want to eat? I go, I don't care. Eggs, bacon. He drops me off at a diner. He says, I ain't never been here. It's been here for 30 years. I go, this is great. I'll see you in an hour. I'm sitting at the bar or at the counter. I'm having some coffee and I get a tap on the shoulder. And, you know, sometimes your brain can microcompute. And my brain's telling me, I think you're going to know this person. And I turn around and 6 inches from my face is Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh
now, I mean, in the massive Manhattan, city of Manhattan, even if I live there, I don't know if I just bump into Jerry on the streets. I don't know. Here I am, you know, because I'm a West Coaster. I'm there for a week and I'm at a diner and there's Jerry. And he says, so what are you doing? Are you here by yourself? I go, yeah. He goes, come sit down and have breakfast with me and Colin Quinn. So I sit down and have breakfast with them. It's lovely. He goes, what are you doing tonight? I go, I have no plans. He says, come on over for dinner. So I had dinner with him and his lovely wife and his kids. And it's just great. And I love Jerry and love working with him.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, Puddy as your character on Seinfeld, it's like iconic. Everyone knows Puddy from the show.
Yeah.
So this is kind of an oddball question, but do you think Puddy thinks Elaine was really that terrible of a person that she needed to go to jail in the finale?
Absolutely not. You know, he wasn't the sharpest tool in the show, as they say. I only had one word in that final episode. I remember looking at it, but I was pleased because it was a good word. And I don't know if you remember, but when they're going to jail, you know, there's that moment very dramatic moment across a crowded courtroom where Elaine just says, Puddy, don't wait for me. And he just said, all right.
Yes.
Turns around, walks out the door.
He was a man of few words, but he got his point across.
He was. Yeah.
So were you shocked with the internet's absolute obsession with a B movie after it came out? Like I mean, I guess it's died down a little bit lately, but I always see memes from the B movie, from people knowing every single line from the movie.
Yeah. It was, you know, it was my kids that, you know, brought that to my attention because I don't do a lot in social media. But I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Do you have a favorite Seinfeld moment that still gets you to crack up every time you watch it?
I always enjoy the show whenever I sit down, just revisit the show. I guess some of my favorite episodes would have to be, I love the second Spitter episode. I thought that was very funny. The whole JFK presentation. Thought that was very clever, very smart. Of course, the Master of My Domain episode is a great, yes. Yeah. As far as my own opportunities, you know, getting to do the New Jersey Devils, you know, that was great. You know, car salesman, germaphobe, the religious one. Yeah, that was a good one. One that I could very much relate to.
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. So what advice would you give Chris Evans as the new Buzz Lightyear coming up?
I wouldn't give him any advice at all. I don't think he would have needed it. I think he is going to, you know, whenever it's your turn to voice a character, you originate and you create, you know. Even when I did the Buzz Lightyear TV series, I didn't talk to Tim, and my buzz was different than Tim's, and Chris's will be different than everybody else's. I would assume. I've seen its bits and pieces so far, and it looks like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's a new take on it too, because it's based on the TV series within the movie. So
yeah,
kind of a neat take. Okay, so where can you want to tell where folks can find you on social media and where they can get the Days Inn? I mean, obviously Days Inn. Do they need to do anything besides book a room at the Days Inn to get
book a room at the Days Inn? It's the pillows are only at select Days Inns.
Okay.
Which I'm not supposed to reveal what they are. I will tell you one of them, and that's going to be at the Days Inn in Anaheim, California, by Disneyland. So that's the place where you'll find a pillow. Yeah.
Nice little plug for them. Well, I will have to check it out. I'm excited. Maybe to go to bed with your voice in my ear as I fall asleep.
We'll wake up together, Whitney. We'll start the day.
It'll be lovely.
On a positive note. Yes.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I loved getting to chat with you. I would talk to you about Seinfeld all day, although I'm sure you're tired of talking about Seinfeld all these years, but one of my favorite shows. So it was a joy to get to talk to you.
A joy to talk to you too.